can learn a great deal about a topic in the classroom or through the internet, but it's mind-altering to experience firsthand the people, the cities, the issues of the day from the vantage point of another country. That's the reason we developed this course, to give Kent State students the opportunity not just to read about history and politics and culture of Germany, the largest and most important country in the middle of Europe, but to experience Germany firsthand and earn 3 upper division history or political science credits at the same time. When we structured the course, we wanted to accomplish 3 things. First, we wanted to expose students to the most interesting and eclectic set of briefings and tours that we could put together. So we organized briefings with state and federal politicians. We organized tours of Jewish life in the 15th century, and we organized an underground tour of World War II bunkers in Berlin. These were all amazing experiences. Second, we also wanted to give students a sense of cities in Germany. The trip is organized around 4 large cities: Frankfurt, Erfurt, Weimar, Berlin, and Dresden. And we spend quality time in these cities so that students actually get to feel like they know the city's geography by the time they leave. And third, we wanted students to do some research on their own about a particular topic. So each student in the course briefs the larger group on the topic of the day, and then we often visit the very place that's connected to the briefing. And so we had, for example, one student brief the group about German democratic movements of the 19th century in front of the very church where the democracy movement started. The trip is divided into 4 parts. We first visit Frankfurt, the financial center of Europe and the home of the European Central Bank. The city is located on a large river called the Main, and it's near another river called the Rhine. While there, we take tours of the city, we're briefed by an economist at the European Central Bank, and we take excursions to some of the most beautiful places in Germany, including Rüdesheim, the center of wine production and transportation for over 1,000 years. Next, we visit the cities of Erfurt and Weimar. Erfurt's the capital of the state of Thüringen, one of 16 of Germany's states. It's an amazing city with a gorgeous cathedral, an impressive citadel. It has the university where Martin Luther got his degree, and it's home of the oldest synagogue in Europe. 2 of the highlights of our stay in Erfurt are a tour of the inner walls of the citadel with torches and a walking tour of Jewish life in the 14th century. The centerpiece of the trip is Berlin and Dresden. Berlin is the new capital of Germany, and one of the high points of the trip is getting briefed by parliamentarians, seeing Parliament in session, and then taking a walk to the top of the glass cupola that sits on top of the Reichstag. 2 questions I often get asked are, how do you get around and where do you stay? Well, we get around primarily by train. Germany is one of the fastest and most modern train systems in the world. Trains often exceed 100 miles per hour. We move between cities by train, and then, when we're in Frankfurt and Berlin and Dresden, each student gets a transportation pass that gives them access to all the transportation in the city, including buses and subways and streetcars. Our accommodations are first-class youth hostels. They're extremely clean, safe, centrally located, and they include dining rooms that enable students to mix and get to know people from around the world. All of the youth hostels also include Wi-Fi. Meals are an important part of the trip. We have a number of group dinners in each city, and a high point of the trip, for example, is a trip to the Gemäldehaus in Frankfurt, where students get to partake in the delicacies of Frankfurt that include sauerkraut, cheeses, and sausages. All of the breakfasts and most of the lunches are covered in the cost of the trip, along with a number of dinners. We don't cover all the dinners because we want to give students a chance to explore the cities on their own and not feel bound to a group dinner every night. The trip is 3 weeks long, and it's really designed for students who either work or can't afford to spend an entire summer or semester abroad. But that said, students still opt, in many cases, to stay longer. They can stay in Germany or in Europe for as long as really they want. Regardless, though, of how long they stay, all of the students that take part in the program are guaranteed to have an educational experience when they grow up.
All the boat rides are pretty awesome. Frankfurt's pretty cool, and I love Berlin.
You know, it's really educational, even though there's a lot of guided stuff where, you know, not being a tourist, and I think we're learning more that way. Not going to all the touristy places that are kind of watered down. Instead, we're really getting into, you know, some deep information, especially with the interviews that we've had with government employees, party members. So yeah, I think it's been...
Has it been fun?
Yeah, absolutely.
Speaking German is probably the coolest thing for me. You get a lot of opportunities to do it, and had a lot of firsts in Germany. A lot of new things here to try. It's pretty cool. And it's just cool.
All right.
I like the
I
people.
think the highlights have been the people that have came with us. It's a great chance to talk to people, meet new people. This is the weirdest group of people I've ever been with, ever. I would not hang out with any of these people on my own accord, and I was forced to hang out with them, and I love them all. It's great. All the activities are super cool. The tours, you'll see things you never thought you'd see, but just, it's a great time.